Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Freedback Friday edition of The Rundown. I am your host, Craig DeLuz, and as you can see, well, today I am all by my lonesome. But then again, I'm not, because you all are here with me. So, Mike, being a pilot, he has a lot of stuff that he's got to do, and unfortunately, he was not able to make the program today. We may be getting a call in from him sometime during the program, but for the most part, you're going to be stuck with me. So I hope that's okay. I hope that we can look forward to some very interesting comments and commentary as we talk about the program. Please make sure that if you're watching the program right now, you could be watching us on 2A News, you could be watching us on Arms Room Radio, or maybe even the California Republican Assembly. Unfortunately, the only place that we have to we're monitoring comments are on The Rundown, our YouTube channel, as well as on our Facebook channel. So either way, those are the places where I'm going to be monitoring comments. Well, because there's just too many other places to going back and forth, being both in front of and behind the camera, where is a challenge. So won't be able to monitor. So if you want to comment, you guys know where to go. But anyway, today is once again Feedback Friday, where we get your feedback on the stories that we're talking about for the day. We might talk a little bit about stories that we talked about during the week. And once again, seeking your input, seeing how you guys feel about the stuff that's going on. Or maybe, who knows, maybe see how you feel about how we feel about what's going down. But anyway, we're going to be talking about 2A News with conservative views. So let's go ahead and let's get started. All right. We're going to start with Joe Biden. Now, this is an interesting one. This is actually a phenomenal one because we've been talking about this for a while. And we've been talking about Mr. Dave Chipman, the basically rabid anti-gun, anti-Second Amendment activist that is Joe Biden's nominee to run the ATF. Now, mind you, and we all know this, ATF it's more of a law enforcement bureaucratic agency than it is a political agency. It's not a place where you're supposed to be advocating. It's a place where you're supposed to implement policy, right? You're supposed to be both protecting the rights of gun owners or people who own firearms as well as enforcing the law. Well, Dave Chipman made it very clear that he was not necessarily interested in simply doing his job. He's interested in, advocating from the spot. So, needless to say, President Joe Biden, there's a lot of resistance. A lot of folks really don't want Mr. Chipman running the ATF. And so, they wound up pulling him. And by the way, we're not just talking about Republicans. This is not just a Republican cabal that was trying to keep him from being able to run the ATF. This was actually both Republicans and Democrats, and at least one independent, who decided that they just said that they are not going to, or they cannot support Dave Chipman. So it's an exciting thing. It's an exciting thing to know that, that activism, when I say activism, I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about you guys out there, the calls, the emails, the phone calls, all of the things that you said and did, all of the outreach that you did to your elected officials in order to get them to make sure that Mr. Chipman was not the selection for ATF. All of that was phenomenal. So thank you so very much. It appears that your energy and efforts have worked out. And, this is not... Calling him an activist or calling him an extremist is not an exaggeration when you actually have Democrats who are saying that he's an exaggeration. When you have an individual who compares new gun owners, when he basically says, you really don't ever think about taking your gun out unless, it's the Walking Dead, unless zombies are walking the streets. I mean, these are the sorts of things, these are the sorts of opinions that Mr. Chipman has of law-abiding gun owners. And unfortunately, not unfortunately, fortunately, he is not going to get a chance to implement or have those as a part of his administration in the ATF. Now, there's a good chance he'll probably wind up getting another appointment that will be somewhat, if not somewhat, it'll be at least partially offensive to all of us, but it'll be a non-Senate confirmed position. So that's what basically folks are talking about right now, is that he's likely going to wind up getting another post. It just won't be a post that requires confirmation of the Senate. So Mr. Chipman will be getting a job likely, unfortunately for him, it likely will not be the job that likely will not be the job that he wants. Too bad. So sad. Bye-bye. Okay. All right. Let's move right along. Now, some of you may recall that back during the stimulus package, there was included in the stimulus a $300 a month or a $3,600 a year tax credit for individuals who have children. So it's $300 tax credit per child per month, right? It was supposed to be just for this year. It's supposed to be an economic stimulus, and the way they were going to be doing it is rather than just giving people the check up front, the whole amount up front, they were going to basically send it or deposit in your account, however you usually get it. They were going to be doing it in monthly payments, right, of $300 once again per child. This is the child tax credit. Now, those of us who saw it knew exactly what it was. Number one, we knew that this was flat out redistribution of wealth. This is akin to the policies that they've been seeking to implement and put out there, which is what do they call them? Basically, they're income policies where they just give guaranteed income. So they're guaranteed income programs where they just basically give people money. Now, the interesting thing about this is, number one, it's not based on income. So it doesn't really matter if you need it. You're going to get it. They don't care. They really don't care whether you need it or you don't need it. They're just going to give it to you. So that's number one. That right there was issue number one. But issue number two is that we knew that it wasn't just going to stop with just one check. In other words, we knew just 1 year. We knew that it was going to extend beyond, meaning that we knew that they were going to be looking to extend it. Well, guess what? Now they're looking at extending it. Senate Democrats right now, and once again, you know that it's 50-50 right now in the Senate. But Democrats do have the vice presidency, so they actually have the 51st vote. So if they want to pass it, they can extend this tax credit until 2024 is what they're talking about right now. That's right. They're going to extend it to 2024. Now, what's happening in 2024? I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I had the sense that there is something that is happening in 2024 that we might want to be concerned about. What might that be? Oh, wait. There's a presidential election. Oh, wow. So here's the interesting thing. The interesting thing about it, quite frankly, is this. Is that if we look at it, if we look at the fact that there is going to be a presidential election, well, there's going to be a problem with that, because we know that only members of one party is going to really be okay with extending it beyond 2024. And we know that is not Republicans. I see Mikey here is trying to get in. Mikey, I just switched over to see if I could let you in, and all I got right now is a blank screen, bruh. So if you get a chance, maybe close out. I'll disconnect and come back in, and maybe you can try and do the same, and maybe we'll be able to get Mike on before he hops on a plane. Mr. Jet Setting, Mr. I'm gonna go flying today, Pivowarski. God, must be nice. I guess. See, Mike gets to show me. I get to learn from Mike how the other half get to live. Him and his jet setting. Anyway, of course, yeah. By the way, yeah, Mike will be getting his Mr. Jet Setting. Mike will be getting his $300 a month per child. Because he's got a daughter who's still a minor. Both my kids are grown, so unfortunately, I will not be getting a check. That's kind of I don't know. It's kind of communist if you ask me. And I'm sure Mike, as I'm looking at him right now, is like, yeah, right, buddy. Look, I'm going to be spending that $300 on ammo. I am quite sure that's exactly what he's planning on doing. And I'm working on getting him added in right now. Here we go. Network. Arms Room Mike. Let me do this real quick. You there, Mikey? Okay, I see you, but I do not hear you. Yeah, I can see you, but I cannot hear. Here, we'll put you on the screen, and maybe you can do sign language to everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Oh,
Can
let
you
me
hear
see
me
if I
now?
can. Let me see if I can get you plugged in here with some sound. Let's go to change audio. No, yeah, it should have you, bruh. Yeah, we got nothing. We got nothing, man.
Yeah, we got.
So give us a holler back, Mikey. Folks, this is live TV. This is the benefit of live TV. You know, these are the things that we get to enjoy. Anyway, $300 a month. So maybe he will use his $300 a month. You know, his $300 for the next month, maybe to get some sort of a device that will allow him to actually give us some audio. Okay, I think he's back now. Are you there, Mikey? Yeah, I still got no audio from you, Mikey. I don't know what to tell you, bro. I don't know what to tell you, man. It just be like that. Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna disconnect. I'm gonna disconnect, and then I'm gonna reconnect to you, and let's see if I can get you then. Okay, now I've reconnected, and I still don't have you. Man, you gotta love when we try to do this stuff live. Anyway. No worries. Moving right along to the next story, and we'll see if Mikey gets back in. Democrats do not care if Biden gets caught in a lie. How do we know this? How do we know the fact that they just flat out don't care? Well, first thing is that there is a rumor that is going around that they basically allow him to go and go out to his press conferences, and they don't even really pay. They don't go watch. All right, you there, Mikey? Yeah. Dude, I don't know if it's you or I don't know if it's you or it's me, but I've still got absolutely no. So go ahead and talk again.
I am here. I am here. I am here.
Oh wait. I think they can hear you. I think only I can't hear you.
Oh, that's that could be a benefit.
Okay.
Right.
Well, this is a new one, folks. We've not had this issue before where they can hear him, but I can't hear him. So I'll tell you what, Mikey, do me a favor. Go ahead and talk to him for a minute about what you think about them not caring that Democrats are lying, and I'm going to see if I can get some sound on my end.
Yeah, listen, we've heard this before, right? We know that the Democrats don't care about the lies. We started to see this in the Clinton area when they got to the listen, everybody knew that he'd had sex in that office and he lied about it, and nobody cared. But when Hillary was up there with Obama and we had Biden as the vice president, the lies flowed and flowed and flowed every day, and they don't care. And this came, I think, to a culmination under Hillary as her campaign rolled, and we knew she was lying, and you knew she was lying, and everyone knew she was lying, and they didn't care. And the Democrats did not care. And now it's just the norm for the Democrats. We see this with Joe Biden. We see this with Joe Biden lying every day, his press secretary lying every day, and everyone lying. And it's okay for them. They don't care that they lie. It's okay because for them, now it's, listen, I think it's even gone beyond, Craig. The ends justify the means. They just don't care. They want their way like a whiny child, and they're going to take it any way they can.
You know, Mike, you are 100% correct. You're right. They don't care whether or not they get caught in a lie because first of all, they know the mainstream media is not going to hold them accountable. Right? That's just a given. We know that the mainstream media does not care to hold them accountable one bit. So if they're never going to really be held accountable, if they can just go, and they also know that their voters aren't going to hold them accountable. I mean, I did a thing with a debate yesterday about the recall, and nobody cared about how poor a job Biden did. I mean, not Biden did. What's his face? Newsom did. They didn't care.
Yeah, it's not a as long as they get their way again. They're going to do that with them.
Okay, now you appear to be frozen. Okay, now you're moving again. You must have a funky internet connection where you're at.
Yeah, it's more of a rolling Wi-Fi on the highway connection.
Nice, nice, nice. Okay, well, anyway, but you're right. They flat out don't care, and they're not concerned about. They're really not concerned about it at all. All they really care about is, well, getting what they want.
Yeah, absolutely right. Absolutely right.
That's really kind of it. And we have now lost Mikey again. Oh joy. Fun stuff. Fun stuff. Anyway, folks, so let's move on to the next item. Larry. Okay. If you don't live in California or you don't watch Fox News, you probably have not heard about this. There was an incident that took place the other day where Larry Elder, a candidate for governor here in the state of California, for lack of a better term, him and his campaign staff were assaulted. And when I say assaulted, they threw an egg at him, which, by the way, does meet the definition of assault. But I won't be too detailed about that. But what really got me about the whole thing is that his staff they shot at them with pellet guns, with BB guns. It was pretty bad. I mean, it was pretty bad, the stuff that was done to them. And the interesting thing was that the mainstream media basically said almost nothing about it. And when the LA Times reported on it, they made it sound like they talked about there was an altercation when he stopped by one of his events. They made it sound like he was the one who was guilty of assaulting somebody. But instead, he was the one who was assaulted. Oh, by the way, by a woman in a what's she wearing? Oh, wearing a gorilla mask. So a white woman in a gorilla mask attacked him, right? And now, Mike, I'm just going to ask you real quick. If a white woman in a gorilla mask attacked a black candidate, Democratic candidate, for anything, what do you think the response of the media would be?
That's got to be racist somehow, right? They'll find some way to make you a bigot or make you a racist.
It would have to be racist somehow, but in this particular case, they decided, nope, not racist at all. Not racist at all.
So, gorilla mask, okay. Blackface, not okay. Got it. Okay. I just want to make sure I understand how we're looking at this.
Yes. You understand it completely. You understand it perfectly. Yeah, no. As long as you are attacking a black, it's like, oh my God, a black candidate for office was attacked by a white woman in a gorilla mask. It was a Republican. He was a black Republican. Oh yeah, no, nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Absolutely nothing to see here.
You're probably old enough. I remember when it happened on Monday Night Football when Howard Cosell was making a comment. A playful comment about one of the, I think it was a wide receiver, and he said, "Look at that monkey run." And now, listen, it might have been an idiot, but he wasn't a racist. Right. He just meant it as in a young person running, and he was doing all sorts of crazy juke moves back and forth, and that was a monkey. So I guess monkey racist, but gorilla not racist. I just want to make sure I know which part of my species there are racist terms and not racist terms. So monkey is, gorilla's on. Okay.
Exactly. I think you have fulfilled the requirement exactly. Now, Mike, I know how I feel about this, and I'm like, first of all, the whole idea of a hate crime or anything like that is not necessarily. I don't believe in adding special things onto crimes just because you attack someone of a specific ethnicity. But how do you feel about the fact that the hypocrisy in this particular case that they're showing by how do you feel about the hypocrisy in this particular instance?
Well, it's clearly. I mean, look at it. You've got black Republican running for office in the state. I just think how crazy reversed this world is now, and that it's a white Democrat who's up there lying to people. You have a black Republican who's in the lead right now to take that office, yet anything that happens to the black candidates is not racist. But I'm sure they could find a way to make something that Mussolini did, if I find some racist act that he's done, and that wouldn't be racist. it's how far we've come. I mean, this is, we knew we had reverse affirmative action. We had affirmative action. We had reverse racism. But
oh, I think we lost Mikey there. It looks like we lost him. Okay, well, anyway, so you folks know and you realize, well, therein lies the issue. Therein lies the problem. The very fact that they are not really interested in fact, they're not really interested in consistency. Their values mean absolutely nothing. They mean nothing to them because, well, hey, why should they care? I mean, why should they really care about what is true and what is not true? When their whole goal is to get their policies passed, and that's all they really, quite frankly, substantively care about. Anyway, folks, we're going to move on to the parting shot. As all of you know, tomorrow is the anniversary of 9/11. And so we kind of wanted to make sure that we honor 9/11. In particular, with this particular photo, I'm trying to find a way to set this up so that you can see the entire thing, and I'll make sure I'm out of the way. But we wanted to include this photo just once again. I think one of the interesting things in particular about 9/11 is we know and we recognize what happened on 9/11. We realize that the planning for all of that took place in Afghanistan, where we have now abandoned, our president has now abandoned in a very, very scary way. I never want to see this happen on our territory on our homeland ever again. I just say that it's very, very important that we remain diligent, that we remain a diligent part of the world community, and make sure that we are fighting our enemies, foreign and domestic, wherever they may be, whether they're here in the United States or they are in another country, whether it be in Europe or in Afghanistan, or wherever they might be, or in China, right? But let's not get lulled into this sense of comfortability, because I think we were all very comfortable before 9/11. Now we're dealing with what we're dealing with. And I think it's vitally important that we not allow that to continue, that we not allow something like this to happen again. So my thoughts and prayers continue to go out to all those whose families lost loved ones, or to those individuals who are still in many cases dealing with the ramifications of what happened on 9/11. Our prayers go out to you, the folks, both Mike and myself. We very much appreciate the sacrifice that you made. And for those who are serving to make sure that this never happens again, whether you are a first responder here in the United States or in law enforcement, or you are in the military here or overseas protecting us, we thank you. And we very much appreciate all that you do to protect and defend our liberties. In that case, that's going to be it for today's rundown. We thank you so very much for tuning in. We didn't have a lot of comments, and Mikey didn't have a chance to really follow all the comments, so we're not going to be doing the giveaway today. I apologize, but we want to make sure that you guys, we're going to make you earn it. And so we're not just going to do it anyway. So there's not going to be a giveaway today. But hey, that just means that there's going to be another opportunity next week on Feedback Friday. So you folks take care. Remember, like, share, subscribe. Encourage your friends to do the same. This is The Rundown, where we talk about 2A news with conservative views. Talk to you on Monday.